Hello, you're listening to Women's Radio Station. I'm Josie, and this is Inside the Arts. On the programme, we'll be talking all things in the creative arts. I'll be seeing plays, musicals, and performance pieces, getting audience reactions, and giving you all the insight. This week, I went to Showtoppers, the improvised musical. So improvising is when a group of performers literally get up on stage with no idea what they're about to do and make it up on the spot. And in this case, they're making a musical. So they have to improvise not only what they're saying, but the notes which they're singing to as well, and dance moves. It's amazing. The way that Showstoppers do it is they have 6 performers and 1 narrator, as well as a 3-piece band. And as a happy coincidence, the night that I went on Monday, the band was the first all-female band they've ever had. Amazing. Basically, the narrator asks the audience for suggestions for a location, styles of musical, and a name for the musical. And on Monday night, the location that they were given was Purgatory. So the improvisers had to make a whole new musical set in Purgatory. A couple of the musical styles that were suggested, there were a lot, were Cats, High School Musical, and Hamilton. So we had a bit of a dancey, feline-based style, a glitzy Disney style, and a rap battle style, which obviously made for an interesting evening, as you can imagine. They keep asking for the audience's input over the interval, so the musical has to keep responding to what we're asking the performers to do. And it's honestly amazing. The performers are so funny, they're so slick, and it's not just the performers who are improvising. Obviously, you have the lighting designer, he's improvising as they go, giving each number a really dramatic finish. They have sound ops who are improvising when to put the microphones up and down. It's honestly incredible, and you could go to it and think that it was a finished piece of work. It's that slick. They coordinate dance moves, they do harmonies, and even when they get it slightly wrong, so for example, the characters might talk over each other, because obviously they're just making it up. It's funny. They get out of it well. These guys are such pros. They've done about 800, 900 shows. Obviously, each one completely different, but the one thing that stays the same is they're making it up, and they're very good at it. I managed to grab a couple of unsuspecting audience members to find out their views on the show and to find out about their own theatre experiences. Let's hear what they have to say.
That's fine.
Okay, this is Tosin. We're standing outside the Lyric Theatre. Tosin, what's your reaction to Showstoppers?
I thought it was just incredible. I think because we knew some of the cast members, I think we were just maybe a bit biased. We were rooting for them, and But there's also this sort of sense of apprehension. Will they slip up? Because we know them. We're like, oh God. But obviously they're professionals, they're pros, and they delivered to an amazing standard, and it was hilarious. Again, every show is different, so I would recommend you to see it, because you're not gonna. Every night is different. So
amazing. Who would be your perfect theatre guest if you could take anyone, dead or alive, to the theatre?
I think I'm going to just be boring and just say my best friend, because then it'll be a very chill day. We're quite clued up when it comes to theatre, so I think we'll just confer about what we thought, what we didn't like, what we did like. And just relax and have fun all the way through.
And if you didn't have to be quiet in the theatre, what food would you eat? Or and if you didn't have to worry about smells or anything?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, I love pizza, so I'd go for a pizza.
WRS, Women's Radio Station, voice of women worldwide.
What did you think of Showstoppers?
Quite mind-blowing, to be honest. Yes, I mean, if it was a finished piece of writing, it would be acceptable, because there was a genuine structure there that began to unfold itself and was very impressive by the end. And then they start bringing out, didactic messages in the final number, and it's like, how have you come to this in literally 2 hours? So very impressive.
Have you ever had a memorable experience in a theatre? Something went wrong on stage, or something amazing happened, or someone proposed?
Someone proposed?
I don't know, I'm just trying to inspire you.
Yeah, I guess when I elbowed my Nala on the stage and her nose started bleeding, but then it was part of the hyena scene, so it was, and she sort of covered it up with, oh God, I'm bleeding, oh, the hyena got me. So yeah, then I was like, oh, I'm so sorry, and then she was like, it's fine. I know, and she wasn't actually my Nala, it was a different Nala. So she wasn't standing where my Nala normally stood, and I recoil back and bam.
Has she forgiven you?
I don't know.
To see the huge range of programmes on Women's Radio Station, head to our presenters page on womensradiostation.com.
Hello, you're listening to Women's Radio Station. I'm Josie, and this is Inside the Arts. This week, I went to Showtoppers, the improvised musical. So Showtoppers have done it a million times, and they've got this collection of props and set which they use to really make each story very specific. So, for example, when they were in Purgatory, there was one point where all the characters were rounding on one guy, and he suddenly just pulled out of his jacket a pair of devil horns, which he had in there, and became the devil. And everyone in the audience was just thinking, how in the world have they got devil horns? And how in the world does he imagine to bring them on stage with him? But it obviously worked so well. Obviously, there's not much point in me describing much more about the show I went to see, because if you went to see it, it would be something completely different. But all I know is that if you go, you're going to see a hilarious, maybe even touching, and completely unique musical improvised on the night based on the audience's suggestions. The show tours around the UK, and they do a show once a month at the Lyric Theatre on Shaftesbury Avenue in London. And if you want to find out more, then you can look at the Women's Radio Station website. Next week, we'll be looking at another show, so if you have any suggestions for what I should be going to see, tweet us at Women's Radio STN or email me at presenters@womensradiostation.com.